Going to my little pocket here. I found. Hey, Instagram, it's me, T from the Pattersons, taking the train to Tibet. Found the book present I got from the candle people, I should say, from Bagesh up there in India. See, it's a little book. Now, sort of start writing in it, for my crucial period, which I'm in now, right before my, Anyway, I didn't find it in time. So what I decided, I'm gonna wait till I get to Cape Town. I'll start writing in Cape Town. Meanwhile, I still got my other book that wasn't finished anyway. See, I still got some. Excuse me, I still got some more pages. So I might as well use it now. So I wrote something down. You want to hear it? Well, first of all, before I get to that, I know I always procrastinate. I'll try to be short. I'm here now, at my sister's place, and I totally forget. I forget these things. I'm talking you through because it's sort of breezy here. Maybe I should take this. Now, it's sort of breezy here, and I want to make sure the microphone did that. Doesn't matter. I forget how many garments I have. I have so many clothes here. I have so much clothes here that I believe. This is one of my favorite garments ever. One of my favorite garments. I guess you call it a dashiki, whatever. I had this for a long time. Long time. I had taken it down to Cape Town with me. Anyway, so I got a lot of garments here. African and otherwise. Anyway, so I'm wearing this today because I just like it. I saw it. Look, one of the things I do is, I'm not writing conservative. I do have a conservative to write for my sister's retirement, but that's the only thing that's ever in my head. I don't really write them except for occasions, except for when I'm in India and I'm doing it every week, and that's that. But I also write other things. I don't know what I'm going to really write. Hey, don't worry about that part. But what I do, as I will talk to you, which is like almost writing because it's coming out of my head. What I really do is on the internet. We come see. We buy the lake here. See the lake. You don't see the lake in the back. Let me show you in the front. It's in front of me. So I switch this around to the lake so you can see the lake right there. See it? Oh, you can't see it. See, this is the lake right there. I'm out here at the lakefront property here. See the trees, lake, trees, whatever it is, like that. It's the back of the house. Anyway, so what I do is on the internet. People comment. Usually they put a little emoji, something like that. But I'd be writing comments. Now I'm trying to get the art form to a certain thing. I don't want to write them too long. Sometimes I write them long. Usually I try to write them on a certain thing. Like right now I wrote. This one's only like this, right? I'm gonna read it to you, then I'm gonna go back and decode it for you, right? And usually, look, I like to be. See, there's certain writing styles that I have, and this helped me to practice, putting them in, when I say writing style, printed on the page styles. So this form also gives me a chance to, like test it out, write it like that. Anyway, so I'm gonna read it to you. Then I'm going to decode it because I got into that during the Quizawas. And then like that. Okay. So this one is called. I put it in my notes. My notes in the my notes on the YouTube or whatever. Not YouTube, but my phone. So it starts out this first line here. I'll go through it, but it says, "D. Langley Lackey." D because this D. I'll go there. D. Langley Lackey. And it says, want to protect the force. Get them off the continent. And as soon as this boy said, all commanders always ask for, ... close quotes, I knew this Langley Lackey is wholly unoriginal as a commander. Not for nothing, Captain Ibrahim Traore of the Sahel region of Africa near Akebaland is a true commander, semicolon, a commander-in-chief. So let us decode this for you. So I start out with I always put, I actually got the date up here, Saturday, 17 May 2025, right? Because that's where I saw it on the internet, right? Because some senator was asking, they had these leading questions. Well, General, or whatever he said. Well, what do we need? Well, how can we support you? This is kind of interesting because remember the Marines, because this is a general in the Marines. Well, the Marines come from the Navy, but the Navy the Navy, the highest thing is like an admiral. Admiral. You know, admirals usually have fleets and stuff like that. So I guess when the Marines spun off from the Navy, how did they go to like a regular Army kind of thing? I don't know. Yeah, someone has to look up military history for me. Anyway, then remember I travel a lot, and I read a lot of places. But when I was hanging out in Mexico, Guatemala, and a place like that, I always admired the way that the I call them Spanish. You all say Hispanic, whatever you all say. But Spanish, when they write, they put a question when they have a question or explanation. They put the question mark when they have a question sentence. They put a question mark in the beginning of the sentence upside down, and at the end of the sentence. So that's one of my styles there. Whenever I have a question, they have a question. I said, "Want to protect the force?" And I put in this thing. I think I want to use D because I use the word D-E because from my Gullah Geechee thing, but I realized he said the, so I put the in the other thing. Anyway, so the force, right? So it's a question. Want to protect the force? Because he said, you know, because the senator said, how can we help you? I don't know, say something. Yeah, somehow protect the force guy in there. So that's my question. Want to protect? Then I give the answer. Get them off the continent. Now, off the continent is very important because remember we're on tectonic plates. The Earth is, you know what I mean, and so I just off the continent means off the continent like that. And as soon as this boy is in quotes, said, now let me explain something to you. I come from a certain area. Let me put that. In a few weeks, less than a month, I'm gonna be 75 years old, and I'm also in the black culture. Black culture, we say boy, right? But you have to be you know if you say it in your you can say boy, like for instance if you're a girl or something, you can say boy to boy, right? If you're a boy of a certain age, you can say boy to other boys, but you can't say boy to like a man. See what I mean? And as you get older, depending what your age is, you can refer boys, usually age specific. An older person can say boy to anybody, well any man like that. Hey, Colin. I hope you didn't get offended when, you know, because I know ADO's people are really going crazy over this, over Ryan Coogler saying that he was FBA, and I just got mad at well, if you saw that post, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but the older guy, he don't say boy for, we just say woman. He says woman. He say woman. They don't even say. They don't really say girl like that. Girls say girls and women say girls. But older men, we say boy. We can say boy to older guys, but we don't like a real elder, a real really older. We don't necessarily say boy. Like somebody's not. I'm 75. Somebody say 90. Somebody say over 80. I'm not gonna say boy. You know. But somebody my era and under, I say boy. Now for me, when I say boy, I put boy in quote for the Langley Lackey here. I don't put it that way. For the Langley Lackey, he a boy, but he a boy more than just. I'm just using black slang for him. I'm saying he's their boy. He's acting like a boy. You know, they give him orders like that. No, I haven't seen him. Oh, don't worry about well, baby, you out there in California? Aren't you in California? Ain't he a home state guy? You gotta see sinners, darling. You gotta. They're gonna take away your black card if you don't see sinners. I don't know what you're gonna do. I'm just saying. I'm just observing. Okay, back to the point. See, that's what I just said, right? Women like my age or a little bit, not too much younger, I can say baby, because baby is not really baby. I use it as like a Marvin Gaye thing. You know what I mean? Marvin Gaye would say baby or darling. Marvin's funny. He be slipping stuff into lyrics. They say, and then you say, Marvin, there's no darling in there. You know, there's no. It's Marvin. Back to the point. So when I say this boy, when I say it like that, and I got quotes, said, this is what the Langley Lackey said. He said, all commanders always ask for, and because the guy asked for a question, what do we need? And he says, all commanders always ask for, and then he goes on to it, you know, they need support, whatever. Then I close the quotes there. Let's put that, and I close the quotes there. Then I said, I knew this Langley Lackey is wholly unoriginal as a commander. Look, can we say, I can't make this up. Sometimes as a writer, things just fall into your lap. The man's name is Langley. And Langley is known as the place, you know, where the spies are, where the disruptors, the CIA who do everything to disrupt humanity, to mess up humanity, to take the power away from democracies, whatever it is. So his name being Langley, so when I say this Langley Lackey, oh, stop. I'll go like, I can't write, well, I'm going to say, I'm so happy. This Langley Lackey is wholly unoriginal as a commander. Because what he basically said, when he said all commanders always ask, everybody say, he's just following like what everybody else does. He's unoriginal. He ain't got a new thought. He ain't got a thought. He came up through the ranks and got politicized through the ranks. Had no, probably did everything they said. You tie your shoes a certain way. You shine it a certain way. But no, I know you say spit policy. We don't spit on our shoes anymore. Whatever they did to puppet this guy, to lackey this guy, I'll go like this. But and see, I'm not using any of those derogatory terms. See, that's the other thing. It's not necessary for me to use derogatory term. I know lackey sounds like a derogatory, but it's a descriptive term. You see, it's not a derogatory term. See, there's other derogatory terms that black people can use against other black people, or it's descriptors of other black people. You don't have to use it with him. The script writes itself. He's a Langley Lackey. How much more? Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I'm having too much fun with it. Not for nothing, Captain Ibrahim Traore, that's the guy from Burkina Faso, of the Sahel region. Now, okay, let me do it. Of the Sahel region, let me stop right there. See, for me, I know one of the things that the Langley lackeys or the Langley people would do. They try to point one guy out, like Commander Ibrahim. I call him Commander Ibrahim. You know what I'm talking about. And they would try to point him out, either just to point out to make him a target, or to try to blow up his head, so that he'll think he's all that in a bag of chips. They want to separate him from this. But one of the things that's amazing about this cat, amazing about this cat, he said, I'm a captain. I'm a soldier. You can't make him a general. You can't make him the star. He one of the troops. You understand how profound this is? And every time they try to make him a troop, he says, no, he always refers to, I'm of the land. The man is amazing. The man is amazing. I'm sorry, I have to say it one more time. My commander is amazing. He don't accept no promotion. Plus he wears his military. Why? Because the fight ain't done. When a lot of these ex-military people, that's the Langley Lackey wears his uniform because he said, I'm still military. He pay me whatever. Anyway, the point is, so he's right in that point. Let me give him some kudos. Say at least he wears his military uniform. But sometimes, at least he does that. But here's the thing. So, so what happens if they try to? When these politicians or whatever they put on a suit and a tie, whatever, an expensive suit or whatever it is. Remember when the Zelensky clown, the talk show host Zelensky guy, he came, he was fatigued. He's a fake guy. He never was in the military, so he's just wearing a costume. The most military men, if you wear your military film, that means you still fight in the fight. Now the politicians, when they put on their tie and their suit, right, that's their uniform, right? So, so Commander Ibrahim, he's not changing from his military thing, fighting the fight, to change over to somebody else's uniform where he's, and become something else, politician, a big man, a sushi eating, I'm supposed to say sushi, I shouldn't jump on them, but a steak eating, whatever, you know what I mean? He's not doing all that. That's what I love about this man. Anyway, so I'm sorry, the Langley Lackey. I got stuck on that. I just love that phrase. I might go off of that. I might write a whole thing, the Langley Lackey. But then that means I have to research the man. I don't want to research the cat. I don't want to spend no more time with him. Anyway, not for nothing, Captain Ibrahim Traore of the Sahel region of Africa need a Kebalan. Okay, a Kebalan. Some people report that Kebalan was the original name of Africa, even before Kemet, it's like a Kebalan. So I purposely use the Kebalan as a thing that people not people would know, but if you know, as in all the history of the land you call Africa, Cable Land, Ethiopia, whatever they call it throughout the what they call Libya. They call a lot of things before it became Africa. So Cable Land is one of those things precursor. It's probably something before then, but I like a Cable Land. Plus it has, how many letters it has? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 letters. I got to do the numbers on this one. 9 letters. That's complete. Anyway, knee. After I put knee, I like to use. That's another thing I like to do. I like to put knee, N-E-E, with a accent over the last E. I just like that word. Knee means the original. It means like it's usually used in marriage. Like you say, say some woman got married. Say it would say, should I do my? I'll leave my wives alone. It'd be like Judy Miller, Nee Walker. Nee Walker was her maiden name. That's what it means. Okay, so before the other name. So a Kebalan, let's say Nia Kebalan, then whatever. Okay, and plus it's a woman anyway. Africa is we refer to as the motherland, so that fits in there. Okay, is a true commander. So I'm saying that Commander Ibrahim, Captain Touré. I say Touré. Touré is like I made a Freudian slip. It's like Sekou Touré, like that. Anyway, back to the point. Is a true commander. Then I got semicolon. A commander in chief. I started to say my commander in chief, but I said no. Let me leave it as a commander in chief. So, whereas the Langley Lackey is just a commander, and he's not a commander. He takes commands from other people. So he's like a sub commander. The commander in chief right now for the United States is Donald Trump. I can't make this up. That's what it is. I know about this stuff because when I was in the Air Force, I had 2 commanders in chief. I served under 2 commanders in chief. One was Richard Nixon, and then he left. As he was leaving, I was leaving the Air Force. But no, he left before I left the Air Force. But then we had Gerald Ford, who was never even elected anything. Well, he wasn't elected as president, but he became my commander. So I had 2 commanders in chiefs that were, I would say, forced upon me. Well, I was in the military, so that's my commander in chief. But now I can make up my own commander in chief, and me as what I call an American African, from the diaspora. Me, I'm one of the troops. I mean, I've been in this struggle since 1960. Even before I had that commander in chief, since 1964. I've been waiting for a real commander in chief for unity and for the fight, the ultimate liberation fight. Ultimate liberation is there if you have the right commander in chief. And Commander Ibrahim, he the right one. So he's my commander in chief that I chose. Right? I gotta look. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I'm definitely. I got to get to Ethiopia. Well, I get to Ethiopia for the conference. I just got my ticket yesterday to get back to Cape Town. Don't worry about that part. We'll talk about that later. But not later today, but later. But I'll be at the gathering that who you call that, the CARICOM and African Union. They're going to have a gathering on reparations, and when I get there, I think I'm going to make up. You take an oath when you join the military. You take an oath. You take wedding vows. Vows can be broken, but oaths, if you take an oath should not be broken. That's all I'm saying, right? So when I get there, somewhere in there, I'm gonna write out an oath declaring that my commander, that I'll make an oath for reparations, and my commander in chief, because he's bringing everybody together, and he does mention reparations. For the captain, my commander in chief. That's what I'm gonna do. I just thought I'd tell you ahead of time, so you'll know. Like this is May, June, July, May, June, July, September. I'm telling you a whole 4 months earlier, just to let you know. I like to tell you things way before it happens. Right? Talk to you all later. Bye.